U1 activities, we got a lot of different activities here. It is the 2 variety show type games of the tournament going head to head in a round 1 matchup. It is Wii Sports and WarioWare Smooth Moves. Now here are 4 people. They have seen a lot of variety in their lives. Pat Nat, Tom Peeler, Mr. Dean, and the notable Shrimper Lake. We are gonna go right into it here, wasting no time. Everyone knows the rules. 15 minutes on the clock, civil debates only, no haters. Well, you can hate in the next 15 minutes, but all right, let's go.
No haters here, right? I think we can all agree that these are both pretty dang solid
I love both these games.
Yeah.
I mean, holy 2 games that actually use the Wiimote completely, like entirely.
I guess I'll go ahead and do the opening. And I agree with everyone. I really enjoy both of these games. However, I think not moving on Wii Sports in the first round would be blasphemy.
That's true, yeah.
Wii Sports is the Wii game. Whenever we're talking about games that represent what the Wii's mission is, why it was successful, and just the game itself, it's Wii Sports. I think this is a strength of schedule, unfortunate thing for WarioWare. I think WarioWare deserves to make it out of the first round. It's just going up against a juggernaut in Wii Sports. So
yeah, Wii Sports it's just the Wii game. You can't have the Wii without Wii Sports.
It's
Everybody
the Wii
has
game.
it. Everybody likes to play it.
It's the Wii game.
Not everybody likes to play WarioWare.
Yeah, for those who are wondering, not only were the seeds randomized, but also Wii Sports Resort is not here because we didn't want to include 2 Wii Sports games, even though Resort got a ton of votes also. But Wii Sports was neck and neck with top voted with Mario Kart Wii. But it does pose an interesting question because there is a general consensus for a lot of people that Wii Sports Resort is kind of the superior version of Wii Sports. So the question I want to poll to you guys is, do you guys feel like that alters your opinion of Wii Sports at all, the fact that Resort exists?
Nope. No, not at all.
I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I fully think that Wii Sports Resort is the better game. It improves on Wii Sports, and I still think Wii Sports is the definitive Wii game despite that.
I agree. I think Resort is a better game, but I would rather go back to the original Wii Sports.
Yeah, I think for me too, I didn't play much of Resort. I didn't have it in my first Wii run, but part of the reason I didn't have it was because I felt like I had already gotten the gameplay out of Wii Sports, right? I felt like I had already experienced it and I didn't have a need to add more game modes to it. Not that that's not welcome, and I'm sure Wii Sports Resort is a great game, but the way Wii Sports already stood out, it was a lasting impact where I didn't feel like I needed to be fed again for a while, right? Because yeah, Wii Sports is like the Wii game, but WarioWare Smooth Moves is also a game with great utilization of the Wii Remote. While it's mostly a single player game, and we'll get more into that, I'm sure, as the bracket goes on, it still is a great party experience with a bunch of people. You can have everybody watch one person play, and there's specific hand maneuvers and poses that you do that make it enjoyable for everyone in the room. So while Wii Sports is kind of the definitive get everyone together to play game, WarioWare is still a great party game without actually being traditionally multiplayer, which is kind of fascinating. But also, in the same way, it's not traditionally multiplayer.
It's not, but the thing is, the fact that it's a single player game, it doesn't change it from being shareable. A modern thing that I do now with friends is I'll boot up the first WarioWare on Nintendo Switch and we'll pass around per mini game. That's possible with Smooth Moves, but I also just need to give Smooth Moves credit because I think that's where the WarioWare franchise came into its own as something a lot more unique and vibrant. It was always this quirky, interesting little thing when it came out on the Game Boy Advance and everybody was like, oh, all right. But now that you added the range of motion that the Wiimote can bring to it, it made it funnier, it made it more engaging, you know what I mean? It's backhanded for me to say it just never hit the culture or the mainstream the way Wii Sports did, but it's really enjoyable and a fun time in its own right.
Yeah, I never really see people talk about Smooth Moves, almost never, but it's just such a fun game, and it's funny too. They have a whole section of mini games based off of old Nintendo games, and it's so cool. I love it.
The previous console entry for the WarioWare series was WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games, which took the mini games to the original Game Boy version, but it had a lot of multiplayer facilitated modes while also adding more 3D elements and whatnot, and a lot of retro games too. I think Smooth Moves actually has less retro micro game representation than previous WarioWare games, which makes me, it makes it stand out to me a little bit less than other WarioWare ones. I personally loved the GameCube one growing up. It's an amazing party game because it is traditional multiplayer. You have micro games where everyone plays together, which is super cool. I think where Smooth Moves really helped define the series is that they, like Tom said, being on a home console, they really elevated the cutscene experience too, which is a huge part of WarioWare, is just the cutscenes in between. Like, that's almost the satisfying part of progressing the story, is just getting to see the wacky cutscenes. People walking on customers' heads to get dumplings, or Jimmy literally having an entourage of dancing street cats while he dances in the rain. Just beautiful stuff like that. That's what really makes WarioWare shine. And I think in terms of like polish and just a complete package, in some ways, I feel like WarioWare actually stands above Wii Sports in that sense, because Wii Sports, it is 5 main games that don't necessarily evolve that much. They're pretty much the same from beginning to end, while the different ways you can hold a Wii remote in WarioWare is super impressive. Like, I feel like as a package, WarioWare is kind of offering more, but as Wii Sports is still Wii Sports. So that's like,
here's the thing. WarioWare is a better game. Wii Sports is a better Wii game. And this is the Wii bracket at the end of the day. I agree with everything everyone has said about how good WarioWare is, how underrated it is. I just simply cannot see any way to justify Wii Sports being knocked out in the first round of the bracket for the console that it exploded in popularity. We're talking about a cultural reset in the video game industry with Wii Sports. Like it or not, and yes, it's a tech demo at the end of the day, the casual gaming market exploded at this time whenever, like, I can't think of any other game where I go to a friend's house and, like, their grandma is just playing bowling on Wii Sports. So
many great games are tech demos.
It's everyone. It's past even the gaming subset. It's beyond just casual gamers. My dad in his 40s, he went pro on the tennis. He got the little pro logo next to his Mii, which it also stores all the data on Mii's. And I don't know if how many of you guys did this. Wii's on your Wii remote, your Mii's on your Wii remote. Bring other people's houses, and you'd have all of your Wii Sports stats, which was pretty cool.
That's a really cool Wiimote, Pat. Where did you get that?
Here we go.
Stop. Hold on. Moderator spotters, did you know that we're actually giving away a Wii remote with an exclusive bracket breakdown vinyl skin that any of our viewers can enter by checking the pinned comment in the description and clicking the Bluesky link. That's 1 entry per episode, so make sure you don't miss out on every entry possible. Enjoy the rest of the show.
But basically amiibo concept before we had an amiibo.
It's true. And it's something I actually utilized quite a bit, because I was like, there's no way I'm gonna fight Matt again. I already beat him on this remote, and I'm just gonna take it over to a friend's house and be on that higher level, which was awesome.
I know spotters loved in the last round when we devil's advocated, but I'm gonna devil's advocate. Would people have played Wii Sports if it wasn't a free pack-in game? Because I look at how Switch Sports, which was released on a very successful console with an established gimmick, didn't take off at all. I don't have sales data in front of me, but I know it didn't light the world on fire the way Wii Sports did. So we know the success of Wii Sports, and it's undeniable, but is it just like because it was free? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it being a pack-in game certainly was a factor in why it was, so relevant. Mm-hmm. And I think that having Wii Sports as a pack-in game was necessary. Like, it had to happen. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if we're talking about like how good can a tech demo be? I mean, like, whenever they released 1-2 Switch separately for $50, that didn't fly well with consumers. And I'm not trying to sit here and compare 1-2 Switch to Wii Sports, because 1-2 Switch,
oh sure,
that's a very different quality of a game. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, if they sold Wii Sports for whatever the market price, I think it was $50 for Wii games normally at that time.
Yes.
If they would have sold Wii Sports for $50, there's no doubt it would have sold a fraction of how many units it sold. But in my opinion, for this conversation, I don't think that that's necessarily relevant.
Yeah, I think it is I do think you could argue though that we have a lot of rose-tinted glasses towards Wii Sports because we actually had it from the start, and being not just a packing game but also a launch title, naturally more people are going to play it when they first get the system. There are plenty of other games that utilize the Wii remote better, right? Because they were still learning how to incorporate motion controls. It was before even Wii Motion Plus existed, right? Things like Wii Sports Resort comes along later. Basically what I'm saying is the reason we're talking about Wii Sports today is because it was a pack-in. So it does have a little bit of a crutch to something like WarioWare Smooth Moves. If that was a pack-in game, that would almost be a no question banger. Like we'd almost be taking that to the top if WarioWare came with the Wii, right? So I think it's actually a pretty good point to bring up.
I think more my angle was if neither of them had been free, and you can only buy one with your $50. Pat kind of argued earlier that WarioWare is a bit more of a complete package, but just for the sake of the argument, what is worth the $50 between these two?
Here's my problem with this is now we're playing into an alternate reality of like, fair. These are both like, which one would you rather pay $50 for? I'd rather pay $50 for WarioWare Smooth Moves. Like I said before, I think that is a better game. I think Wii Sports is the more important Wii game, to the point where the landscape of like where Nintendo is now as a company would be so different if Wii Sports did not exist and if it was not a pack-in. Their line of like trajectory of where they were going as a company completely shifted whenever they saw how much money they could make off of the casual gaming market. So I think that just for the icon of what Wii Sports did to the gaming industry and how much it represents the Wii as a console, there's very few games on this bracket that I think I would really be able to like maybe pick it over Wii Sports. Unfortunately, I just don't think that WarioWare Smooth Moves, as great of a game as it is, like has been said, as underrated of a game as it is, I just don't think as a Wii game it stands out as much as Wii Sports does.
That's the thing though, like these are all games that happen to be released on the Wii, right? But I feel like that doesn't inherently change how I feel about which one is necessarily like better, right? Something being significant for the Wii definitely plays into my overall expectation of like what game deserves to make it above others. But at the end of the day, if WarioWare is like a better game, then I'm probably just gonna vote WarioWare, right? That's not necessarily where I stand. But you know, one fifth of Wii Sports is bad. I'm just gonna say, like the baseball mode. Does anyone actually play the baseball mode? Like, is, you know, just you whack and then the guys hop around. It's like,
no, like, you know. Wii Sports is a flawed game. I mean,
you could say that's just baseball in general.
Oh, no, okay. All right, let's slow down here.
Mario Super Slugger should be here. I'm just saying. But
okay, whenever we do the bracket, whenever we do a sports bracket, then we can have that conversation. But I agree that Wii Sports is a flawed game, and many would argue that Wii Sports Resort, like has been brought up, showcased the potential for motion controls better than Wii Sports did. And to me, that still doesn't matter. Despite how small the amount of content in Wii Sports is, because like you said, there's 5 sports and then 15 mini games to play, and that's pretty much it. And I don't
even know if you could call them mini games. They're like extra things to do when your friends aren't around.
Whatever you want to call them. There's 15 little modes, like little time wasters that you can play.
And I don't want to waste our time going toward the end of the argument here. I think we should wrap it up soon.
All right.
I just want to say, like, I'm not dissing Wii Sports at all. I do think it's incredible, but like as a game, when we get out of the like initial excitement of being able to play with grandma and mom and dad, and which is all great, but when we take a step back and like look at 2 of these as just something that we can play not just then, but also stand the test of time, I'm probably going to be revisiting something like WarioWare a little bit more, just because it's more food to consume. You know, tennis, we got 1 court all the way through, NPCs that just get incrementally harder. There's no evolution. While WarioWare microgames, you know, with all the different microgames they have, you're fed for a while. The big thing that just keeps me coming back to Wii Sports opposed to WarioWare is the fact that it's multiplayer though. And that's a huge, that's really where I'm at, is WarioWare single player better than Wii Sports multiplayer? Because the Wii Sports multiplayer is pretty dang fun for 4 of the games. Now I'm getting stuck in the head.
We're gonna have to get you off the mic here. We're gonna have to get you little cane pull off the stage. What we're going to do is we're going to tell you guys, the audience, our very deep and personal feelings Dean, right off the bat, is very competitive here, very combative here. Wii Sports needs to get past round 1, he argues. Just out of being a cultural reset was the term that he used, a very strong term.
I think the fact that we are even entertaining the idea of anything other than Wii Sports advancing in the first round is absolute just like what are we doing? Wii Sports literally is like the most important game whenever it comes to shaping the generation for Nintendo. Love it or hate it, the direction that they went with going into the casual market, it completely noted like a complete shift in the zeitgeist of Nintendo games during the Wii and Wii U generation.
Says that WarioWare is the better game, he admits, but Sports is the better Wii game. Tom is for once pleased at the Wiimote action at both of these games. WarioWare, he plays devil advocate a little bit, says that he ushered in uniqueness and vibrance into the series. And would Wii Sports have taken off if it wasn't packaged? Tom goes, if you could buy one game, what would it be?
So this one, it just honestly, I felt bad because it's almost like just beating up on WarioWare the whole time, which is a great and worthy candidate, but I just knew it wasn't gonna win. I threw in my possibly irrelevant arguments to give it a hopefully a little bit of a shot.
Dean comes back and says that plays in its favor, references 1-2 Switch as a point against.
And this is no hate to WarioWare Smooth Moves. I love the game. I think it's a great game. Like I said during the argument, I think it could be argued that it is a better game than Wii Sports, but it's not the better Wii game, and this is the Wii game bracket.
All right, listen, Wii Sports. I have 3 of them. I love this game. WarioWare is great. I think it's really, really fun, cool, funny, stylish. It's got a lot going for it, but Wii Sports, it's the Wii game. It's the game you play on the Wii. WarioWare Smooth Moves, you could probably do on the Switch. They tried Wii Sports on the Switch. It did not work. So
I was definitely fighting a lot for WarioWare, just because I do think it is a great game in general. I love the WarioWare series, but the truth is, I think I'm fighting for the WarioWare name more than I'm fighting for the WarioWare game. Because honestly, I'd rather play the GameCube version pretty much any day. I think it's a phenomenal party game. I was talking about how it is fun to do funny poses and smooth moves in a room of people that are reacting to you, but I do think that's still kind of single player because you can do that with a lot of single player games anyway. The fact that WarioWare actually doesn't have multiplayer is a big downgrade.
It's Wii Sports. It's just Wii Sports all the way. You've played it, your dad played it, your grandpa played it, everyone played it. It's Mr. Dean's just completely right. It's gonna be in contention for a while.
the music, dude. The music in Wii Sports is just another level.
You know, Wii Sports just has the multiplayer. It's not just for casual gamers, it's for everyone. And yeah, it means a lot more for the Wii. Pretty much everything everyone else has already said, I agree with.
Wii Sports is imperative. It is literally what the Wii, the essence of the Wii is Wii Sports.
We're gonna tally the votes. We're gonna make it official. I want to hear from Andrew.
I'm going with Wii Sports.
1 vote, Wii Sports. Do I even need to ask you, Dean?
I'm going with I'm gonna go with Wii Sports for sure.
That's 2 votes.
Can you
Wii
imagine if I
Sports.
just said WarioWare after all of that?
Make it interesting. Make it interesting. All right, Tom Peeler.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote WarioWare just because I feel bad for it.
A last-second decision to make this a non-unanimous decision. This is gonna come down to Patnat. Dean, in all worlds of hurt. How are you gonna do this?
I appreciate Tom falling on his sword for the sake of WarioWare because it's a great series. And now I don't have to do the same because I'm voting Wii Sports.
There it is. Didn't want to make it seem like a foregone conclusion in the first 30 seconds, but there have been other games in this tournament that have gone closer discussions, much more intense. Not to say that this one wasn't intense. This one was a great time, I must say.
I think had WarioWare gone up against
Yeah.
something else, it could have had a chance. I mean, like, if this was Mario Party 8 versus WarioWare, completely different story, but we'll get to that bracket.
Oh wait, you think
Mario
that?
Party
Oh.
slander. All
Yeah.
right, we're gonna leave it on that note. Did Pat piss you off right then? Let us know. Goodbye, everybody. See you in the next video.